Thank you, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, televiewers. Thank you for watching. Today we're gonna focus on international reaction to the Ambazonian struggle. How the voices, the various voices, countries that have put their voices to this Ambazonian struggle in the past. Since 2016 that the crisis started. We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna explain to you how international organizations, countries, different kinds of international bodies have put their voices to this struggle. They have been condemning the atrocities of the Cameroon government military. They have condemned the atrocities, they have condemned all the killings. And that is what we're going to be talking today. But before that, we have the interim government that will Comrade Chris Arnold will explain to you the reason why we boycott the 11th of February in the past years. Because the 11th February, 20th May, all these days that La Republic is celebrating is a day that reminds us of our annexation. Okay, it doesn't tell well to us, the Ambazonian. This day that La Republic is trying to celebrate. Okay, we cannot be celebrating a day that we were annexed, we were recolonized. That is why we don't celebrate these days. Okay, we don't celebrate these days.
February 10th is a Saturday.
We're trying to tell our people that please stay away.
Youth Day celebration is a Sunday.
Okay, stay away from these days, and that is why we are telling our people. Okay, so I want you to listen now to Comrade Chris talking about this 11th of February day, so that you can understand the reason why we are boycotting 11th February, boycotting the 20th of May. These 2 days are the days that we are boycotting, because the days, they don't tell well to our struggle. They don't tell well to our history. These 2 days, La Republic, then you ask yourself, but why does La Republic does not celebrate their own Independence Day? Right? They don't celebrate their Independence Day. They are very, very quiet on the 1st of January when they become independent. La Republic is the only country, La Republic du Cameroon is the only country that is afraid or shy from celebrating their Independence Day. Okay? That is why they want to use 11 February and 20th May, which has no significance to the people of Ambazonia. Okay, that is why we are saying that those days are not to be celebrated in Ambazonia. Okay, take a listen to Comrade Chris. They will come back to do the analysis. Okay,
it is essential for Ambazonians to demonstrate our collective anger. The 12th and independent today is Sunday. Why Ambazonians detest 11th February celebrations. That is the subject of the message I bring to you today. Today is Sunday, January the 28th, in the year of our Lord, 2024. I am Chris Arnold, your comrade in arms for a free and independent Ambazonia. And this message also has to do with the announcement for a lockdown that is beginning on February the 10th through to February the 11th, and plus Monday the 12th, which is our regular Ghost Town Day. Fellow Ambazonians, as we approach the so-called 11th February celebrations, it is imperative that we take a moment to reflect on the significance of this date and what it truly represents for our people. In light of the ongoing conflict and the loss of our freedoms and liberties to the Republic of Cameroon, it is with great urgency, ladies and gentlemen, that we announce a national lockdown of all Ambazonian territory, beginning from February the 10th to the 12th. Again, February the 10th to the 12th. February 10th is a Saturday. The 11th being the so-called Youth Day celebration is a Sunday. Monday the 12th is our regular Ghost Town Day. The 11th of February marks a day when our homeland was subjected to annexation. It was the beginning of the annexation in the so-called plebiscite that only a yes vote was there. Again, the 11th of February marks a day in our history when our homeland was subjected to annexation and when our rights were trampled upon. It was not a day of celebration, but rather a day when our voices were silenced and our future was dictated by external forces. This date should not be commemorated as a youth day, not at all, but rather remembered as the day when our right to self-determination was unjustly taken away from all of us. It was plebiscite day in Ambazonia, a day that forever changed our destiny against our own will. In the face of such injustice, it is essential for Ambazonians to demonstrate our collective anger and detest of the Cameroon regime by staying home during the so-called 11 February celebrations. We call upon all parents, students, schools, and colleges to keep the students at home, ensuring that no part of our community, no part of our territory participates in these so-called celebrations, Youth Day celebrations. This is a peaceful and powerful way for us all to stand in unity and show the world our rejection of the ongoing.
The two meaning of 11th of February that Comrade Chris just mentioned there, okay? Our commitment is just endless, okay? We have to understand the 11th February marks the day where we were annexed, we were colonized by La Republic. That's how they want to celebrate it. They don't celebrate their Independence Day. They want to celebrate a day that they recolonize us. That's how they want to keep it. Okay, that's the joy they have.
As black legs, as we must.
They want to celebrate that day that they recolonize us. Okay, that's why they are celebrating that day instead of celebrating a day where they became independent. They prefer to celebrate a day that they colonize us. Okay, and our people are very resilient. That's why we say enough is enough. Since 2016, our people have not celebrated 11 February because it reminds us of the day that we were recolonized. Okay, so no celebration in Ambazonia. Nothing moves. You have heard from Comrade Chris, and there is nothing that will move on that day. Okay, yes, that is the modus operandi. No celebration of 11th of February. Keep listening.
All parents, students, schools, and colleges to keep the students at home, ensuring that no part of our community, no part of our territory participates in these so-called celebrations, Youth Day celebrations. This is a peaceful and powerful way for us all to stand in unity and show the world our rejection of the ongoing occupation of Ambazonia. During this period, all transportation in and out of Ambazonia shall be shut down, And we are urging everyone to respect this lockdown. Defaulters will be treated as blacklegs, as we must stand firm in our resolve to peacefully resist the oppressive forces that seek to subjugate our people. It is also crucial to note that the Ambazonian restoration forces will have our support and the power to arrest those they find going out to take part in the so-called 11 February celebrations. We are urging everyone, therefore, to respect this directive for the safety and well-being of our community. We understand the inconveniences that may arise from this lockdown, but we believe, ladies and gentlemen, that this sacrifice is necessary to demonstrate our unwavering commitment to our cause for self-determination. Only medical facilities shall be allowed to operate to ensure the continued health and well-being of our people during these days. The lockdown will commence again on Saturday, the 10th of February, and will continue through Monday, the 12th, which coincides with our regular Ghost Town Day. This period will serve as a poignant reminder to the world that Ambazonians stand united in our pursuit of justice and self-determination. As we stand in solidarity, ladies and gentlemen, during this time, let us remember the sacrifices of our heroes who have fallen and the resilience of those still defending our territory. Our commitment to peaceful resistance is a testament to our unwavering resolve in the face of adversity. Together, we will continue to advocate for the restoration of our rights and the recognition of Ambazonia. Why Ambazonians?
Yes, we have heard Comrade Chris there. We have heard Comrade Chris.
February celebrations.
We have heard
that is the subject of the message.
We have heard him talking about the lockdown, right? This lockdown was, the decision came with Comrade Chris, and that is the IG, and even with Ayaba, Dr. Ayaba of the AGOFC and other group. They came together and made the decision. The 10th to the 12th, okay? The 10th to the 12th. That is the 2 days that okay, so the lockdown should be between the 10th and the 12th. Those 2 days are the days that they have to respect the ghost town, okay? We know this lockdown is just for the people of Ambazonia to act as a deterrent to the La Republic people, okay? To act as a deterrent to the La Republic people and a peaceful protest against the war that the Cameroon government declared on the people of Ambazonia. That is why we are saying that enough is enough. Our people are expressing their dissatisfaction of what is going on in Ambazonia, and these lockdowns and ghost town has been respected by the people of Ambazonia since 2016. So it's not new. They are used to their normal, their usual Monday ghost town. On Mondays, nothing happens in Ambazonia. Everything is locked down. The government offices are locked down. The businesses are locked down. That is, every Monday is a usual ghost town day. But this one now, on the 11th of February every year, we boycott everything in Ambazonia, okay? Everything is boycotted. On the 20th of May also, where they held the referendum in 1972, the La Republic government want to celebrate the day that they dissolve the federal system. How do you celebrate a day that you were re-annexed? Okay, that is why we boycotted everything. So these two dates, we don't celebrate them in Ambazonia because it reminds us of our past. Okay, now let's talk about the international reaction to this our crisis. I want to bring you some international reaction to the crisis to let you know that our crisis has gone far and wide. You know, it doesn't doubt us when we see our flag being put in TV saying, you know, then you know, is the impact of our internationalization of our struggle. All right, some people still take our struggle like an internal conflict. No, it has nothing to do with internal conflict. It has nothing to do with when some people say it's Norway and South. That's not what. Okay, the international organizations have reacted so many times, but you know, La Republique is a very, very heady government. Very heady government. They don't respect international laws. They don't respect the Geneva Convention. They don't respect anything that countries have to respect as international law guiding war, international law guiding genocide, international law guiding anything that is international. All right, now the civil war has two options to be dealt with. Okay, the military option is one in which why La Republic is trying to dry out the external finances of Ambazonia, the diplomatic and weapon support to the Ambazonian crisis. The government of La Republic is trying for the past 6 to 7 years to crush our movement with their overwhelming force, right? They want to use the military to crush the Ambazonian insurgency and Ambazonian determination, self-determination. But it has not worked, right? The other option also that La Republic has been using for the past 7 years is to try to tame the struggle and trying to deceive our people that the Ambazonian people who are fighting for their self-determination are terrorists, right? That is how they want to win the hearts and minds of some people, and they use black legs and all these people who are betrayers. Okay, this is just how they are trying to demoralize the morale, okay, and the physical support of the population, and trying to say, oh, these people are not fighting a just fight, they are just criminals, and they are just people who don't know what they are doing, right? But that is their modus operandi of propaganda campaign for the past 7 years. But it has not worked. The people still know. More than 99.99 Ambazonian people don't want to stay with these people. You can tell since the Fumban Conference of 1961 that supposedly united the two countries. Okay, we had two different colonial legacies. Our legacies were not together. Okay, the United Nations forcefully united us together against the wish of the people of Amazonia. We were granted independence, but we were not supposed to be joined together with a different country. That is where we had the Ambazonian problem started, where we had this increasing political domination of the French Cameroon. Okay, and most people will tell you that this crisis have gone so bad that there's a lot of issues going on. Okay, I can say that the Ambazonian crisis was inevitable because the Cameroon government's negligence, I can say negligence, they neglected in adequately identify or manage, okay, the their response. The government did not know how to solve the crisis. At the beginning, we saw there was just people who are protesting with a peace plan. They were trying to ask the government, we need to talk. This is going out of hand. For the past 60 years, we have been living with you guys. We have been very, very patient. But now, the patience is going out of proportion, right? Now we need to talk. The reluctance of the Cameroon government to rapidly resolve these legal and educational grievances that the teachers and lawyers brought was one of those issues, right? And what happened? Bia, instead of bringing a peaceful negotiation discussion, instead declared war. That is the start of the armed conflict, because when you declare war on a people who are trying to ask for a reform back then, okay, of some, going back to the federal system, what happened? The people say, okay, we have to fight back, okay. The Cameroon government has been very, very intransigent, very, very intransigent, and we have seen the Cameroon government trying to shun international mediators. The Swiss government came, the Cameroon government started the negotiation process with the Swiss government and the Ambazonian leaders. But later on, the Cameroon government sent a letter to the Swiss government and said they are backing out of that negotiation. That is why the Ambazonian people say, okay, now the Cameroon government is predominantly think that they can use the military to solve the crisis for the past 7 years. But what do? They have been killing our people. They have been massacring. There have been genocide going on our people. That is why all these atrocities against our people have been documented, not only by government agents, international organizations. Many countries have documented these atrocities that have been committed on our people. And after 7 years, that's why we see thousands of displacement, internally displaced persons. Thousands of our people are still incarcerated in the Cameroon dungeon, and many more have passed away. Our heroes have passed away. Freedom fighters who have been fighting for their right, fighting for their country, have passed away. Today we see thousands of refugees still languishing in refugee camps in Nigeria, in Ghana, and many other countries. This conflict has become so complex that at one point it has been described as the most neglected conflict in the world. But before America came in and gave some sanctions on the Cameroon government, and also decided to impose their sanctions on AGOA and military sanction on weapons supply, it didn't came as a surprise, right? Because the American government they know what is going on. You cannot tell American government lie. What is the work of the ambassadors of the foreign missions in countries? They are there to monitor what is going on. But Cameroon government think that they can use their manipulation and manipulate things. It doesn't work like that, okay? But people who know what has been going on in this crisis will tell you the La Republic people understand. They are not dumb. They are not foolish, right? They are not foolish, okay? So today I want to generate an understanding of the challenges that we have been facing to bring in people like the United Nations. Some few countries who are part of the United Nations have been protecting the topic of Ambazonia Crisis to come up on the United Nations Security Council. Okay, one, France has been a stumbling block. Okay, the United Nations has what we call R2P. R2P means responsibility to protect. Okay, responsibility to protect means bringing the case of this crisis to bear on the debate on the United Nations table. But there are countries, okay, that are stumbling block. Okay, I don't know why they don't want Ambazonian topic to come, but this crisis is the cause of the toothless. You know, they used to call before. Remember, there was a League of Nations. Then the League of Nations, because they used to call it the toothless bulldog. Today, the heart of this crisis was caused by the negligence of the United Nations General Assembly. Right? So what is happening today is the silence of the United Nations Security Council. They have a limited response to such international conflict, especially given the many civilian and military casualties that is happening today, right? Thousands of people. So when does the United Nations want to table this crisis, when America has already sent its concern? You have seen American government granting the people of Ambazonia the TPS, the temporary protective status. Now, what are they doing to invoke this R2P? Responsibility to protect is that clause in the United Nations that when people are faced with genocide, when people are faced with killings and genocide, torture and killings, the United Nations Security Council has a right to invoke what they call responsibility to protect. So why don't they use this clause? Okay, why? That is the problem that we are facing today. And some people say the Ambazonian crisis is the most neglected crisis in the world, right? Yeah. Since 2016, when this crisis started, we have seen little international attention, and that has caused, given La Republic the impetus to continue their mayhem atrocities on the people of Ambazonia. The scorched-earth policy that we have seen, everything is documented, everything is there on video, everything is there on report of different international organizations about what the people of Ambazonia are going through in the hands of the La République du Cameroon military. Okay, and that is what we are saying. Okay, and we are calling on the international organizations to react, to be proactive on such crisis, because the crisis, if this international organization had come earlier to intervene, the crisis would have been resolved earlier, right? Now we are talking about we need more sanction on the on the La Republic government. Okay, the only sanction that we have seen till date is only the visa ban that the American government has given the Cameroon government officials. We need sanction, more sanction, so that they can compel La Republic government to go to the negotiation table. That is what we want to see. Now, what is the reaction of the African Union? The African Union is not different from the United Nations, all right? What is the essence of this union to the crisis? We need to see more, right? That is why today we see people like Mali, these three countries, Burkina Faso and Niger, have left the ECOWAS. This is a regional West African body, International Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have left the ECOWAS because they don't see the reason being there. When they need help, this regional body is playing politics. They are playing the sponsors pilot. Instead of coming to the aid of these countries, they don't come. Okay, what is going on? Now, most of these countries are abandoning this regional organization. Don't be surprised. African Union will be a toothless bulldog on its own very soon. Most countries will abandon this union because it has become so obsolete, of no use, when you have a body that can come in to intervene, yet they are silent on this type of crimes committed on the people of Ambazonia and other crises, right? What is the use? What is the essence? What is the role this African Union should play when it comes to the... So since 2019, the African Union remained largely silent on this Ambazonia crisis. Okay, yes, the only thing that they did was to welcome the Swiss-led mediation talk. But what happened? La République had to abandon this talk. Okay, but we know the role of the African Union should be more, right? It should be more. This is an example of how the regional body are abandoning these regional bodies, right? Take a listen to this.
Déception que leur organisation s'est éloignée des idéaux de ses pères fondateurs et du panafricanisme. En outre, la CEDEAO, sous l'influence de puissances étrangères, trahissant ses principes fondateurs, est devenue une menace pour ses États membres et ses populations dont elle est censée assurer le bonheur. En effet, l'organisation n'a pas porté assistance à nos États dans le cadre de notre lutte existentielle contre le terrorisme et l'insécurité. Puis, lorsque ces États ont décidé de prendre leur destin en main, elle a adopté une posture irrationnelle et inacceptable en imposant des sanctions illégales, illégitimes, inhumaines et irresponsables en violation de ses propres textes. Toutes choses qui ont davantage fragilisé les populations déjà meurtries par des années de violence imposées par des hordes terroristes, instrumentalisées et téléguidées. Face à cette situation qui perdure, leur Excellence, le capitaine Ibrahim Traoré, le colonel Assimi Goïta et le général de brigade Abdraman Tchani, respectivement chef d'État du Burkina Faso, de la République du Mali et de la République du Niger, prenant toutes leurs responsabilités devant l'histoire et répondant aux attentes, préoccupations et aspirations de leur population, décident en toute souveraineté du retrait sans délai du Burkina Faso, du Mali et du Niger de la communauté économique des États de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, fait à Ouagadougou, à Bamako et à Niamey le 28 janvier 2024. Grande déception que leur...
Yeah. You hear? That's it. These three countries have abandoned this regional union. They have abandoned it, right? That's it. They said enough is enough. They will not continue to be members of this regional body when they don't see the use. They don't see the use of this regional body to the three countries. So these three countries have come. They decided to abandon ECOWAS and form their own regional body, the three of them. Okay, this cooperation will mean that anybody that attack Niger, Mali and Burkina will go for their support. Anybody that attack Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger will go to their support. So this is, they are trying to create their own body, so that because of the lack of support, okay, so they, you see, their grievance is about no assistance to them when they are in crisis. They need help, okay, imposing sanction on them instead of helping them, okay. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has said that enough is enough. They will not continue to be in a regional body where they don't see any help. Okay. Now let's talk about Commonwealth. Commonwealth, La Republique is and Ambazonia are in Commonwealth because of Ambazonia. La Republique is in Commonwealth, not be, normally La Republique has to be only in Francophonie. But why are they in Commonwealth? Because of Ambazonia. It's an English Anglophone organization, right? Where all the English-speaking countries are there. So, what is Commonwealth? What has Commonwealth reacted to this crisis? In November 1999, the Commonwealth Secretary, the Secretary General is Patricia Scotland. Okay, she expressed her support for the peace process initiated by Switzerland back then. Okay, and what happened in that Swiss, you all know what happened to the Switzerland negotiation. La Republique had to back out after already made mention of her intention for the peace process to continue. So this is what you see happening, right? Where La Republique start being committed to this negotiation process and later back out. Okay, what does that tell you? They want to still continue the fight, the war, instead of going for the peace process. They think that they will use their military and continue killing our people. Then no international sanction on them. Okay, had it been this international body can start giving La Republique sanction, okay, it will help. But they being silent, they only give a pass. This is a green light they are giving to La Republique to continue their killing on our people. Okay. Another body, international body that has reacted to the Ambazonian struggle is the European Union. The European Union has okay, in 2018, I remember in 2018 the European Union also supported the entry of the bodies to the Ambazonian crisis, okay, and they call upon the Cameroon government to allow this. Okay, in March of 2019, the High Representative of the EU, Federica Mogherini, stated that the persistent violence and human rights abuses in the Ambazonian region of Cameroon have created an unacceptable number of victims, as well as enormous human and material damages. She also blamed Cameroon media and politicians for inciting the hate speech. Okay, in April of 1919, the European Parliament passed a motion condemning the human rights violations in southern Cameroon and calling for an investigation of possible war crimes committed by the Cameroonian soldiers. I'm talking about war crimes. And the European Union also called on Cameroon to stop using military trials for civilians. Military trial, the Cameroon is trying the people of Anglophone or Southern Cameroonian in the military courts. Then they try our people in Francophone military courts, okay? Especially most of the detainees, most of our POC, prisoners of conscience, are being tried in the Francophone courts. They don't even understand French. They don't even know what their crime is. They will arrest somebody in Bamenda and go and try in Yaoundé. They will arrest somebody in Boya, go and try in Douala. That's why our people are spread. Thousands of Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians are being detained illegally arrested and illegally detained in most of these prisons. As we speak today, there are thousands of our people that are incarcerated in this jail called dungeons. Okay, in New Bell, in Kondengi prison, in most prison across La Republic. Okay, they don't even know why they're incarcerated. Their only crime is that they are Ambazonian who are trying to fight for their right. Okay, the EU Parliament has condemned the Cameroon government for this illegal occupation and illegal arrest. Okay, that's why they are saying this. This is also in the report of the European Parliament about this crisis. I'm bringing this because you should know that our crisis is not a local crisis. It has been international. So don't be surprised to see our flag, our anthem. Man, this crisis is not an internal crisis, right? People should not be talking locally about this crisis. This is an international crisis. I want you to know that international organizations have called on Cameroon government to go to negotiation, but the Cameroon government is denial and making all this. They only keep using their military to kill our people. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. The United Nations, on its part, has also reacted on several occasions. Okay, when this crisis started in 2016, the United Nations was silent, but in 2018, the United Nations declared a humanitarian crisis in southern Cameroon and started organizing aid. That was what the United Nations started doing. Okay, the United Nations assumed that the responsibility for safety of the people of southern Cameroon. That's why the United Nations has also called for impartial investigation of possible human rights violation in Ambazonia. You know, we have thousands of Ambazonian refugees in Nigeria. Some are in Ghana. Okay, and the United Nations is trying to help in that area, granting our people some asylum and refugee status. Okay, and the United Nations has also condemned the military, the Cameroon military, that are attacking schools. You remember the Cameroon military attacked schools. They have gone to schools, and you know, most of the Cameroon military barracks have been held in schools where the students and the occupants have deserted. So they use these schools as their barrack, their camp, military camp. That is what they do. So the United Nations has condemned this and asked them that they should stop using schools to use school and all these areas where they go in, they occupy it, they rape girls and children in this. Okay, they use it as their area. But the UN has condemned all this. Okay, where they attack these schools and killing, and the government of Cameroon carrying out extrajudicial execution. We have seen several of that, right? Yes. In the UN resident and humanitarian coordinator for Cameroon said that the situation was a forgotten crisis. Okay, a forgotten crisis, and she will put near the top of the UN agenda. That is what we are still waiting, so that this crisis should be tabled at the United Nations Security Council agenda. Okay, that is what we want to see, right? In 2019, the UN High Commission for Human Rights and called Michelle Bachelet said that there was still a window of opportunity to end the crisis if only Cameroon government will commit to a genuine internationally led mediation process. But the Cameroon government had to make this decision or this action, right, to win the trust of the population of the southern Cameroonian, because now there is no trust. We don't trust them. They have fooled our people for the past years, and that is why we see this happening. The UN has become this toothless bulldog, right? because of his ill will to force the Republic to go to the negotiation table. Okay, they only back, but they do not bite. That's how many people see the United Nations now, right? They are waiting for the situation to turn into a full-blown war. Had it been the United Nations had come into this by trying to impose sanction on the people of Cameroon government and their military, this would not have gone into this, right? Yeah. And what do we see now? The thing is, the United Nations actually has no power to interfere with any country's internal affair, as they call it. But the US and other members has a permanent seat on the United Security Council. They always has been showing their concern about this crisis, right? That's why we always thank the United States for speaking up about the forgotten crisis. The Ambazonian crisis is always called the forgotten crisis. Okay, but the United States has been forthcoming, and all the UN does is issue statement, and the dictators know it means nothing, right? Dictators like Pobia, they don't care. They don't care, right? And remember, we don't hope for the United Nations anytime soon to act anytime soon. So the only thing the people of Ambazonia can do is to resist, right? That's only what they can do. Because for the past 7 years, the only thing the UN has done is to send those statements and issue statements and say, oh, we condemn. You condemn, but there's no action. You can condemn 50 times. You can condemn these dictators. They don't care. You condemn. When they kill Ngabu massacre, all this Manfe massacre, Bali massacre, Ikuna massacre, Santa, what have you? These are people, these are Ambazonian lives that have been gone. The United Nations is silent, right? We have also seen some African countries coming to make some statement about the crisis, right? Equatorial Guinea, President Trudeau was saying that he is very positive with the Cameroon government going to negotiation with the Ambazonian people, Ambazonian leaders. Most of these African countries like Egypt, Chad, Ethiopia, Ghana, all these countries have made statement about the Ambazonian crisis, right? Nigeria is no different. Many countries, South Africa, they have also aired their support. Okay, yes, South Africa made their own statement. They held that the African Union, not the United Nations, should be responsible for handling Cameroon crisis. If the African Union is silent, right, then the UN should come in. Or if the African Union is silent, that is why it's America. The United States is the one coming to, what is this regional body doing? That is why countries are abandoning these regional bodies now. See, Mali, Burkina Faso, and this Niger are abandoning the ECOWAS. Okay, if the ECOWAS cannot resolve our crisis, the CEMAC also, the Central African countries, are also silent. Where do we go from here? Because we are hoping for membership from ECOWAS. Tomorrow we cannot join CEMAC because La Republique is still the leaders of CEMAC. The headquarters of CEMAC is Yaoundé, Central African countries. Okay, but we will prefer to join the ECOWAS. But if the ECOWAS see the reaction of the ECOWAS, countries are instead leaving the ECOWAS. They are instead opting out of the ECOWAS. So how do we trust ECOWAS? Yeah, so China, Japan, all these countries have made statement about the crisis, right? That's why you see even India has criticized Cameroon government okay, yes, at the United Nations Security Council, okay, joining other countries in accusing it for not doing enough to resolve the conflict. So different countries have made statement about the Ambazonian crisis. So it's not something that you people thought that, oh, it's just like going out, you know. In Europe, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, all these countries, okay, have given their own concern about the Ambazonian crisis. So it is not something that people can think that where Ambazonian crisis is this, is that. No, many countries have condemned the Cameroon government, many countries. But you can condemn these dictatorship countries, you condemn them. If you don't take action, they don't care. They don't care. Okay, the Switzerland, remember, Switzerland came in to assist in finding a solution to a conflict, right? That is why in 2019, the Swiss government, the Federal Department of Foreign Affairs, they were the one that confirmed that it was they will be acting as a mediator. Okay, but that negotiation stalled. Why? Because Cameroon government opt out, right? And the Cameroon government did not give any reason why they opt out. They started the negotiation with Ambazonian leaders, but they suddenly opt out. Okay, they suddenly opt out, and there was no reason why they started and did not end the negotiation, right? They did not give any genuine reason why they opt out of this negotiation process. Then they went. That is why we also have Canada, where we see the Canadian government also, the La Republic abandoned the Swiss-led negotiation. They instead went, they say they want to start the Canada negotiation. Okay, we saw some leaders of the Ambazonian, the leaders of Ambazonia started the Canada negotiation. Okay, those who were skeptical about Switzerland negotiation followed the Cameroon government to Canada and started the Canadian negotiation, right? Then the La Republic government did the same thing that they did to the Switzerland negotiation. They abandoned it. Okay, the Canadian government, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, her name is Melanie Joly, okay, issued a statement that they announced a peace process involving the Cameroon government and the Ambazonian leaders, which was aimed at resolving the Ambazonian crisis. Okay, and Canada was acting as a mediator or facilitator. What happened? The Canadian government was so shocked to see a letter from the Cameroon Minister of Communication, René Sadi, saying that they did not send any delegation to Canada. This was a height of mistrust. Okay, this was a height of diplomatic mistrust, and that is why nobody will ever take Cameroon government serious anymore. The Canadian government was disappointed. The American government was disappointed. Many regional organizations were disappointed because of the reaction of the Cameroon government. That was what happened, and people were just so shocked about that. Okay, listen to this guy, then we'll come back to the discussion. Listen to this La Republic analyst. He says something about how the union between Cameroon and Southern Cameroon was, we were full. Okay, take a listen and we'll come back after this.
En 1972, nous étions déjà nés, on n'avait pas de problème. Nous fêtons l'union avec les anglophones. Nous avons accueilli les anglophones. Comment nous avons géré les anglophones? Prenons quelques clichés. 50 ans, on n'a jamais eu un anglophone secrétaire général de la présidence.
On n'a jamais eu un anglophone ministre des Finances. On n'a jamais eu un anglophone ministre des Forces armées. Aucun anglophone n'a jamais occupé un poste de souveraineté. Allez dans l'administration. C'est en 2018, quand la guerre éclate, qu'on tente de mettre un anglophone ministre de l'AT et l'autre ministre de l'enseignement secondaire. Pour croire qu'on va contacter les anglophones. Alors, et vous allez voir que, s'il vous plaît, Duval, c'est très important. Vous allez voir que même le poste de Premier ministre qu'on donne aux anglophones, aujourd'hui là, avec la conduite des affaires de l'État, avec la marginalisation du Premier ministre actuel, le docteur Dion Ngouté, on se rend compte que le poste de Premier ministre est un poste vide de toute substance. Deuxième cliché. Avant 1972, il y avait au Cameroun occidental une société hydroélectrique qu'on a trouvée, Powakam, avec des barrages hydroélectriques. Le référendum de 1972 a permis de dissoudre toutes les institutions du Cameroun anglophone. Vous avez fermé Powakam.
On a pris le groupe électoral.
Aujourd'hui, s'il vous plaît, aujourd'hui, vous avez construit le barrage de Mekin, le barrage de Memvele, le barrage de Nachigal, le barrage de Lompanga. Avant ça, il y avait Sonlolou. Il y avait le barrage de Lardou. Quel barrage, en 50 ans, vous avez construit dans la zone anglophone, ayant supprimé l'unique barrage qu'il y avait là-bas avant la réunification. Alors, vous comprenez que, et troisième cliché, et dernier cliché du Val, prenez les routes. Prenez l'axe Loum-Kumba, 43 km. Un axe vital pour relier les anglophones et les francophones. Loum-Kumba, 43 km, 50 ans. Prenez Bafoussam-Bamenda, 70 km. 50 ans, on ne l'a pas construit. Prenez Bamenda-Bengui, chez l'ancien président Salomon Tanden Mouna, 43 km, 50 ans. Prenez Kumba et Kondo Titi, chez le premier ministre actuel, 50 ans. Prenez la Rim Route, 50 ans. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour que les anglophones sentent que nous avons rejoint nos frères francophones? Et on puise le pétrole à Limbé. Mais regardez ce qui se passe. On a mis les pipelines.
Wow. As you see, that is just an excerpt, okay? That is just an excerpt of what the Ambazonian or the La Republic people know about how what we have passed through for the past decade, for the past years in the hands of La Republic, right? So that is just the tip of the iceberg. But you understand, because the good thing is that they understand now what that is the reason for the grievances. Most of the grievances that, or what the Ambazonian people have passed through in the past years. That is a good thing. Okay, some of the ignorant ones are still not understanding how the Ambazonian crisis started. But these are people, the few of the La Republic people who understand the root causes of the problem. Okay, and we are not telling them what to do. They understand what to do. They know the solution. Okay, I always say that the mistake anybody would do is to continue this thing. The next leader of La Republic is to continue this war, because they will be fighting a war on 3 fronts. Okay, they'll be fighting a war on 3 fronts. It's not easy for you to fight a war on 3 fronts as a new leader. You either withdraw. Remember, America was involved in so many wars. You see, that's why they had to withdraw in Afghanistan, they withdraw in Iraq, they withdraw in other areas, because it was costing them a lot of money. That is what La Republic should understand. Do you want to be spending money in the useless war, or you want to go to negotiation table and negotiate something that is amicable and peaceful? That is the question for La Republic, right? They should answer that. Our people should, you know, the United States has reacted to this crisis in so many ways. The United States, according to the United States Department of State, Okay, the Cameroon report on human rights practices since 2017, the Cameroon forces has committed so many crimes. The United States, this Department of State has documented a lot of atrocities committed by the Cameroon government military. Okay, you have from the arbitrary arrest. If you go to that report, I mean, I saw that report. It was really damning and really deplorable. The arbitrary arrest of the Ambazonian people, the disappearances, the torture, the violations of the freedom of our expression, the unlawful detention of our people, in harsh and accused Cameroonian military of carrying out targeting killings of Ambazonian people. Our people have gone through a lot, but the good thing is that the American government understand this. That is why when some people say, "Oh, why did American government allow us to open our embassy here?" Because they know the truth. Okay, so all these atrocities, the American government will be silent. Come on now, let's be serious. The American government has this since 2017 when they Biya declared war. The American government know the crimes committed by this Cameroon barbaric military, for God's sake. In 2018, remember, following the death of that American missionary, you remember, one American missionary was killed. The U.S. State Department issued a statement. They were urging the Cameroon government to make sure that they stop the killing of innocent civilians. How many innocent civilians have passed away in this crisis? Mothers, girls, little babies, baby matter, all these little children that were killed, some were gruesomely murdered. That is the modus operandi. That's why they say we call it Ambazonian life don't matter to them. The life of Ambazonians don't matter to them. If an Ambazonian dies, they don't have problem. See the simple example of these two killings. Martinez Zogo was killed the same way like Wazizi. These are two journalists, right? One is from the French Cameroon, one is from Ambazonia. They killed these people gruesomely. But the reaction of the killing of Martinez Zogo was alarming. The chiefs came out, the funds of La Republique in Yaoundé, they came out and poured libation that whoever killed Martinez Zogo would die, and the Cameroon government had to make a statement. But Wazizi today, no voice can speak. We don't even know the whereabouts of Wazizi. We don't even know what happened to Wazizi. Nothing, no information is spoken about Wazizi. That's how bad, that is how Ambazonian life don't matter no more. Okay? Ambazonian life don't matter to anyone. Okay? Ambazonian life don't matter. Yep. Ambazonian life don't matter. That's why when you see things happening, right, you say, oh, what is going on here? What is going on here? But our life don't matter. But the good thing is that these are documented facts. Okay, anything happening to Ambazonia is already documented. So you cannot lie when something is documented. And all these international organizations, okay, are documenting this thing. All right. Yes. Even in 2019, remember, the United States decided to cut military aid to Cameroon government. Don't forget. That aid was worth almost $17 million. Right? And why? Because of Cameroon's human rights record. Very poor human rights record. Okay? Yes. That is the thing. So that's why I really want to thank the United States government, because it's the only government that has really started giving sanction to Cameroon government for the atrocities on the people of Ambazonia. Their poor human rights record is why the American government has also even withdrawn Cameroon's invitation into this State Partnership Program. You even know the AGOA, the African American Free Trade Agreement. Okay, the United States Africa Command, led by Thomas Woodhauser, said that the lack of transparency in the investigation of these human rights violations by the by the government of Cameroon could have a major impact on the ability to support Cameroon's effort, and challenge Biya to show great transparency. Cameroon government is so corrupt that they are just manipulative. They have succeeded in manipulating the international community. Okay, yes, but remember, the Secretary of State for America for African Affairs, Tibor Nagy, even while Tibor Nagy was in office in 2019, remember, Tibor Nagy called on the Cameroonian government to take more decisive action, right, to solve the Ambazonian crisis. But Cameroon did not listen. Okay, yes. What is happening? This same Minister of Communication, René Sadi, is just that one of the people there who want to stay in power. Okay, they don't listen to the voices, the numerous voices of the international community, the numerous voices of all these countries. They don't listen. Okay, it's the same thing. There are many individuals, the countries have issued statement condemning the Cameroon excesses, right? Yeah, that is what is going on. But the good thing is that the international community know the atrocities already. We have been marching, protesting, showing our disapproval of Cameroon's activities in Ambazonia. Okay, that is why we see this international reaction coming out. And remember, in 2019, it was President Donald Trump, okay, who cancelled that trade deal with Cameroon. Remember the AGOA thing? Why? Donald Trump was citing the human rights abuses. Okay, that is it. In June of 2021, don't forget, the United States was the only country that imposed visa restriction on these Cameroon government officials. Don't forget. That is why today most of Cameroon government officials cannot travel to the United States. They will arrest them. They will arrest them. So it's not when the United States give you visa ban, all these guys like Atanganji and all these René Sadi, these minister of defense and so on, they cannot travel to America. They will be arrested. That is the meaning of visa ban, visa restriction on anyone deemed to be undermining the peace effort. Okay, that is what American government said. This is just 2021. So we are telling these government officials in Cameroon that America is waiting to arrest them if they come to America. Okay, yes, they are not playing, right? We have seen report even from Amnesty International. We have seen in a report in June of 2018, the Amnesty International criticized the Cameroon government excessive force. Okay, the report we know it accused Cameroon army of arbitrary arrests, torture, extrajudicial killing, and the destruction of property. Don't forget, the Amnesty report is so damning that if you go to the Amnesty website, you see the report that the Amnesty International had to write about the Cameroon government military excesses. So everything is documented. That is a good thing. Okay, everything is documented. Many countries have this report. Even a Human Rights Watch in May of 2019, the Human Rights Watch announced it had documented many cases of illegal detention of our people. Remember, the Human Rights Watch also wrote a report about this illegal detention of the Ambazonian people. most of the Ambazonian people are being incarcerated. Okay, they are being incarcerated today, illegally incarcerated in Ambazonia, in the La Republic jails. Okay, that's why you see, like the Human Rights Watch, they know. Remember, the leaders of Ambazonia, of the Ambazonia interim government, were held in the Yaoundé prison, and they are still there till today. Okay, this torture and this other challenge is what the Nigerian government issued, that the Nigerian court, High Court, issued a report or that judgment saying that all the leaders in jail in La Republique dungeons should be sent back to Nigeria because they were illegally arrested. You know, Cameroon government is so corrupt. You go to another country, go and arrest people who are seeking asylum, who are there legally in that country. The La Republique government is so corrupt. They bribed the Nigerian government officials. That is what they did. The leaders of the interim government of Ambazonia, they were having their meeting. This happened in 2019. What happened? They went there, they bribed some officials, they went there and arrested these guys in a Nera hotel. That is what happened. Okay, but what is happening today is that the voices of the international community has been so hard. They hit La Republique government so hard that La Republique government don't even know what to do now. They have disgraced themselves internationally. They have lost the trust of the international community. They have all these countries. Okay, most of the countries of even these ones they call the unrepresented nations, or and the other countries are unrepresented. They call them UNPO. Okay, yes. Remember, Ambazonia has been admitted in the UNPO. They call it Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization. The UN people are these countries that are fighting for their recognition. Ambazonia was admitted in the UNPO, remember, in March of 2018. The UNPO criticized Nigeria's extradition of Ambazonian leadership as a violation of international refugee law, as most of the individuals had submitted political asylum claim. The UNPO condemned Nigerian, and this was a mistake that the Nigerian government corrected later. They asked the Cameroon government to send all the leaders back to Nigeria and pay reparation, pay compensation. They gave a certain amount of money that the Cameroon government was supposed to pay all these leaders, and also about 40 to 50 Ambazonian leaders in Nigeria that were captured in Nigeria, illegally extradited to Cameroon. Okay, we have so many organizations that have heard their voice. Okay, yeah, many organizations have asked the Cameroon government to end this crisis and follow drawing the parallels of the Eritrean War of Independence. Okay, the Eritrean War of Independence ended in a referendum that was done by the Swiss government. Okay, so but if the Cameroon government don't want to resolve the crisis, so be it. Okay, these international organizations keep documenting stuff, they keep putting things on paper. That is why we see this lack of trust going on today in Ambazonia. Okay, so despite this escalated crisis, we are seeing Cameroon government being intransigent to resolve the crisis. But our people, our leaders are ready for a peaceful negotiation settlement. We hope that while this pressure mounts on the Cameroon government, they will see the need to resolve the crisis. But if they think that they can keep prolonging the conflict resolution, the responsibility to protect coming from the United Nations, we expect that to happen anytime soon. Or the the United Nations putting the foot, okay, on the ground, what they call the international what they call the United Nations intervention or peacekeeping intervention. That's what happened in some countries too. So we are hoping for some form of settlement in any way, shape or form. But all we want is a negotiated settlement that can end the crisis, because our people are the ones suffering, our people are the ones dying, and our people are the ones bearing the brunt of this illegal occupation by the La Republic government officials and the La Republic government military. Okay, that is why we want to resolve the crisis amicably. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. We are going to have more discussion on that. Okay, thank you for watching, and God bless you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share. See you in the next episode. Okay, thank you for watching.